Okay, so what are the three different mixtures used for? The multi-purpose and the two others that are more specific.
The meaning it will come during the explanation. So I will continue to explain the sequence how the ceremony is working. So like I say, either first can be start the fire and then the opening prayer. Either can be the opening prayer first and then immediately after starting the fire. The opening prayer, it's a moment when internally we ask for connection. I recommend this to be done sitting down, back straight, eyes closed, and in silence inside. I mean, not speaking outside, but in silence. Inside, everybody is developing their own connection the way that they feel to express it. If the one which is leading the ceremony still wants, that can be the only one who is leading the whole group. I usually prefer that everybody is doing individually. So everybody should find their own words, how they want to communicate with what we call the highest connection. And then to refer to that and to ask for protection, guidance, inspiration, healing, grace, things like this in general. And if somebody wants, can also make it a more complex, and also it's possible to ask for some specific things that person want to deal somehow during that ceremony. So it's also the moment when it can be set up the intention internally. Beside that, some people enjoy also to express the intention verbally loud. Also that can be done around this moment. So the fire is on, the opening prayer is done, and then the people can make around and share their intention for that ceremony. So as soon these things are done, then is the moment to take the multi-purpose bag. Actually before the intention. So as soon the fire is stable, to start to give some of the offerings from the multi-purpose bag, in a way already establishing a connection between the ceremony and the fire. And while this is done, also the people can do the sharing of the intention loud. Okay, as soon the intention loud is expressed, can be added maybe a little bit more from the multi-purpose bag, and then it's time to take the first bowl. And then the one who is leading the ceremony, I usually enjoy to speak loud and to express whatever you feel inspired to express in that moment. So here it's not about having a specific way to speak or what to say, it's what you are inspired to say in that moment regarding the willingness to establish a connection with the highest consciousness. And into that also expressing the gratitude or maybe asking for something or whatever. So offering, speaking, allowing the fire to start to digest the offering, so you don't just the whole pot. You give something and you speak, you give something and you speak and you give some, and you keep on going until eventually at some point you finish everything from the pot, and then that chapter is finished. It's good to be also a short moment of feeling what is happening during the whole process, because some things will happen. So it's very important that everybody pay attention to what is happening energetically, emotionally, psychologically during the whole process. Even if it's not much action into this, still things are happening. And the more attention the people pay, the more intention can be the process. If some people want, this can be done also with music, which can be music which is a playlist and is playing on the background, or the people can play in live in the circle from time to time, or continuously, depend how they like to. So can be involved music very easy and very well. and it's very
What
helpful.
kind of music would you suggest?
I don't suggest a specific music. It's a music that, again, it's reflecting the people, how to say, what they like to use. And also, if they know some songs, what they feel inspired to sing in that moment. And it can be only one song that you sing loud, or can be more. It depends. Everybody should use their own, how to say, imagination, creativity into creating any step of the ceremony, including the singing. Okay, so the first bowl is finished, the songs have been sung, then is the time to use again the multi-purpose bag and to put something so that chapter is closed. Then it's time to do the second bowl. And then again, speaking about the connection between the people in the ceremony and the one that we just finished, the first bowl. And in connection with the fire, as a transition element, when you give to the fire, that is like you send an email. So the fire is burning the offerings, and then it's sending the energy wherever you mention. And then when the second bowl is finished, again you give something from the multi-purpose bag. And then I use this moment as a moment when everybody in the ceremony can participate for a while directly. I call it what is called the moment for the intention sticks. So for the intention sticks, I recommend the people to choose 2 sticks. Like this, big or smaller, anyway, a stick. From the nature around, or they bring with them from home. And the first stick is what I call for what you don't want to have anymore in your life. And the second one is for you want to invite what you want to have in your life. So you come in front of, every person is coming in front of the place where it's the access to the fire. They take the multi-purpose bag, they put a little bit of offering to open the fire for them. Then they take the first stick, they connect with their mind, with their intention, with their emotion to the stick, and put there as a prayer, loud or in silence, everything they don't want to have anymore in their life. They can make it in silence, so it can be totally private. And then when they have the whole prayer there, then they put the stick on the fire. And then they take again a little bit from the multi-purpose and close the chapter. And then they take the intention stick for what they want to invite into their life. And then when the prayer is finished, they put it in the fire, and then again they put something from the multi-purpose bag. Therefore, it's important that the multi-purpose bag is quite good amount of volume if there are more people.
So when they say the prayer, should they be kind of imagining the intentions going into the stick?
Yes, you have to consider that you make a connection between the intention and the stick, and then when the stick is in the fire, the stick will release to the fire the intention and send it wherever you want to get. So then everybody can come one by one in any order they want, not necessarily one by one, in any order can be. And then it goes like this until everybody is finishing their intentions. When they is finished, then it's time to go to the others. And then again, the one who is leading the ceremony is starting to give the offerings and the prayer wherever to go. I forgot to say, to the intention sticks, if the people want, they can attach a message on a paper to the, so they can write a message on a paper, they can roll it around the stick with something there. If they want also, they can make it more beautiful as a bundle. A stick, the paper, some dry flower, some leaves, something, and they can make it also more beautiful. It can work in any way, more simple or more complex, with or without message.
And now, you can do sticks, both the stick of things that you want
Yes,
to get
yes,
rid of as well as, okay.
yeah. And also, if somebody really needs, they can have additionally one, two, maybe three more sticks, but not 10, because otherwise you never finish the ceremony. But yes, there is possibility for more. These two are the main one, and then can be some, which is each of them specific for one intention. And but again, between each of them, it's good to separate with the multi-purpose offering mix. Okay, now to go back to the others, so we give the one who is leading is starting to give and speak it for the others. If it's somebody that needs to be mentioned by name, it's good that the one who want to mention somebody to tell to the leader whom want to mention, like the priests sometimes they do. They mention the dead people and things like that. So if need to be done, can be done like that. What I forgot to say also in the beginning is that usually the dead people, they enjoy to have some sweet things and also some food from the daily menu. So a small amount of food, a cooked food, from the daily menu, from the menu of the day, from that specific day when they make the offering, like a little bit, it's very good because then it's like they share the meal with you. So they are included in the family even now, even you are in different dimension. And also very often they complain when we forgot to do that we didn't give them anything sweet. So I recommend you to add some dates or some cake or some chocolate. And if it's something that you know that when they have been alive, enjoy that specific thing, to give exactly that one or something similar, it will be even more appreciated. So a candy, for example, that person enjoyed that much, or I don't know what kind of cake, a piece of that cake, that specific one done by that specific person. That is very much heart touching. They know that even more that you are very aware that it's referring to them, and you are aware that they're existing, it's very deep. So can be done in this way. If not, can be general, but like this it's even better. So after it's finished also the offerings for the dead one or any kind of others, also can be sometime offering which is given in a sense of helping somebody who have trouble, which is not in the ceremony, somebody who is asking for help, or somebody who have problem with health condition, or if somebody need to travel for protection or whatever similar situation. Others. And then when this is finished, usually after the whole process, there can be a lot of emotional reaction into the people in the circle. And in fact, when there are people who are more sensitive, it can be possible that when the others from the side that they see that there is connection and the people are aware of their presence, that some of them, they want to connect with the living one. So therefore, in this period of time, in the end especially, it can come situation when there are coming messages from the other side. Either from being that we know, either from being that we don't know. So that can be a good moment to allow them to speak if somebody wants to do that, and they to be the voice for them. So it's a moment for channeling if it's opening. And then according with what kind of message is coming, should be address whatever is there, if it's hello, or if it's a message, or if it's a request, to be honored that, and maybe given also some extra offerings. This time also can be particular also some from the second bag, which is more special, so it's more direct. Also that one can be used when the people want to do some very specific intention. So when they do the sticks from one specific intention only. And then when everybody speak whatever need to be speak, then it's also a moment when can be done either randomly, either a full talking circle, where people can express what with them during the ceremony if they have something significant to say. Also can be a moment when the people can also eat the food from the altar. They can share the food. And then when everything has been said, they can also sing for even 1 or 2 hours more while the fire is keep on going, and from time to time we keep on giving them offering from the first and second bag. And then when everything is finished, also can be dancing, so poetry, whatever. So when everything is finished, it's important that the one who is the firekeeper or the one who is leading the ceremony, the more we go to the end of the ceremony, from time to time, it's mixing everything up. So everything is getting burned because sometimes they sleep aside. So it's better that from time to time it's collecting with a stick and moving the end of the sticks on the middle. So everything is piled up very well and everything is burning. Because the more we go to the end of the ceremony, at some point we will not touch the fire anymore. So therefore it's important also to choose how much wood you want to put in the fire, because at some point you don't touch it anymore, and it's important that everything which is there is burning to the maximum. So therefore the more you go to the end, everything is more or less burned, and it's piled up. And then when everything is literally done, then you give a last round of multi-purpose, a good amount of special one. And while you do that, you also express the gratitude for everything that has been shared, for everything that happened, any form of gratitude that is coming in that moment, or any last message that somebody wants to send to somebody. And then when everything is literally finished, that is the moment to put the very special one. So basically the very special one, it's coming with what I will call on the ember. It's not really anymore a fire, like it's not a burning fire, it's more like embers. So when you put that, it's quite an impressive moment, because all of those have very penetrating smell and very powerful energy. And that is actually the peak of the ceremony, when quite a lot of things are happening. And also it's a moment when the ceremony is becoming like a spring. So the smoke is like coming up from the fire and then it is spreading everywhere. And then that is also a moment when it's good to literally spread the smoke into kind of direction of every person. If the people have this kind of feathers or a wing, it's good to do like this to send for every person. Or if the people, if they want, they can walk and come in front of the fire and bathe themselves into that kind of smoke in the end. And after that, or in connection with that, or a little bit, no, after that, it's also the moment when it's time to make what I call the closing prayer. Again, sitting down, back straight, eyes closed, in silence inside, everybody is expressing the gratitude for everything that had been done in the ceremony. So I will say that it will be a full sequence.
So it seems like there's a lot of intention setting, and it seems like there's also a lot of being receptive and observing. What other mental states, like, because it seems that the person leading the ceremony has a lot to do, but maybe for some other people in the ceremony, they don't have so much to do. So, so what kind of a mindset?
Actually, here it's the, let's say, delicate part. Because the one who is conducting the ceremony is the only one who is mainly active, and all the other one are not doing too much. It's important not to be too passive, because if you stay like this there and see what is happening, and when it's finished, obviously it will not gain too much. So therefore, it's important to be non-active, but physically, but internally, to be receptive and active as intention, as awareness, as attention. Because the more you are into these things will happen. And then again, either a playlist on the background, either singing live, that is also enriching the process tremendously. therefore have a very big significance and therefore should be there if the people cannot focus and they don't enjoy to do it in the silence. Also, many people are putting together this also with drumming, which can be exactly and very much helpful as well. So it can be in connection also with what we will call a drumming circle. So several people in the circle to have drums and to play together, and also not only drums but also other instruments, and to do also kind of jamming, not necessarily with lyrics. It can generate some very beautiful kind of shamanic journeys, short or long, depend on the how opening and how skillful are the people or how inspired they are.
Is it
More than that, just a moment. More than that, for the one who knows and the one who want, also this can be also connected with rapé. For the one who know what it is and they want to include that, also rapé sharing can be included starting from the middle of the ceremony.
is it valuable to combine with cacao beforehand or other plant medicine to help the ceremony?
Can be done. What I will recommend is first of all the people to do them separate so they understand how each of them they work separately, and only after they have a good understanding of that, after that to combine them. For example, I have been doing many times during my cacao or other medicine ceremony, especially in the beginning of the ceremony, I was doing also there are many people who are doing also in the end or after a medicine ceremony. But what I explain now, I explained it in a way which can be done only this. So it
I
can be
see.
done only a ceremony on itself, not necessarily need to be combined with anything else.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about time. So, is there a best time of day, time of year, frequency? Like, when should you do these ceremonies?
So first of all, there is no best or wrong time. You can choose any moment. It depends, for example, if you want to do a ceremony on a specific moment, in a specific astrological connection, then obviously the time is set up by that. If you doesn't have a setup in connection with an astrological event, then basically you can do it anytime. Also, many people like to do it more in the evening or in the night to enjoy also the visual effect. But otherwise can be done at any moment, and like I say, also the size doesn't really matter. It's important to be still big enough that it can digest what you give as offerings. So from a bowl to a big one, as big you want to have it. Again, for the point of enjoying the smell, it's better to be more like embers and much as flames. So therefore, according with that, you can choose maybe also if you want to do it, if you have a long time enough, to have some moment when you enjoy the flames, so it's stronger the fire, and then you wait a little bit until it's flowing strong ember, then the offerings, and to enjoy much more also the smell effect. So
Hmm.
it depends what you are looking for. So therefore, the more you go to the end, it's good to have more embers than too much flames. Also,
And
I usually recommend that at the end of the fire, the people don't stop it with water. So it's good to have a possibility that they can leave the fire to die by itself.
okay. And
So
what?
it's important. Somebody is even watching that it's reducing enough. There is no danger to be spread by wind. Or if it's a situation where it's too much wind, that either it's waiting until it's cooling down, either in the extreme situation need to be stopped with water to be sure we don't make a hazard.
And do you have, is it beneficial to synchronize with the moon phases or any other kind of annual or monthly events?
I usually recommend them actually to be used with full moons and new moons, and also the one who want to study more the different kind of other tradition. They are usually events in all kind of shamanic or paganistic tradition, pagan tradition, where they are different kind of celebration where they will use fire, and in some situation fire where they use a specific kind of wood. Again,
Mm.
it depends how complex and how much everybody want to study.
And are there any
And
differences
as
when
a,
you do this alone?
sorry,
Are there any
also
differences when you
you
do the fire ceremony alone?
alone or together, if it's any difference or what? No, there is no difference. Can be done alone, can be done together. It's equally potent. The only big difference it will be the length. When you do it alone, it's much shorter. When you do it with more people, it's much longer. But what is important is nothing to be done in a hurry. So it doesn't matter alone or many people. If you choose to do with many people, everybody needs to have patience enough and respect that everybody is doing what they need to do. And they give enough time to be done properly and with enough attention. Um, about frequency, it again depends how frequent the people want to do it. It can be done once in a while, can be done like a calendar, doesn't matter. I mean, doesn't matter in a sense that can be done in both ways. It matters because every time it will make an impact, but it's individual choice.
Okay, I think that's pretty much all the questions that I had. Is there anything
Uh,
else that you'd like to add?
I want to add that actually in a similar manner, how I explain now how to be done a fire ceremony, they can be done also, especially earth and water ceremony, which are more simple, and then can be done also air ceremony, which is a little more complex, and soon we'll have a video for each of them.
Great, well, we look forward to that. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge today with us, Horacio.
Very welcome. Hopefully see you soon into some online also collective ceremony like this. All the best.
Very good. Thank you.
Bye bye.